I'm Hiltron Bailey, entertainment journalist, photojournalist, and I'm with my great friend Bill Jones here. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bill?
Long.
Very long time, right? Easy.
What do you want me to say?
Well, I'm just glad to be able to talk to you. I know you're a man of few words, but I'm going to get you to talk today. Bill, you've been photographing for how long now?
Over 50 years.
50 years. And you came out to Los Angeles when?
In the early 70s.
Early 70s. And you got started photographing all the stars of the world when you came here.
Right. My first star I photographed was Denzel.
Denzel Washington. How did that come about? How did that happen?
I should do stuff for them, his wife.
Yeah, I know that you said you when you came out here you had retired from where?
The Air Force.
Air Force. And I know you shared some experiences with me that you loved all the countries of the world. Denmark, you told me, was your favorite place in the military. Why was Denmark your favorite spot?
They got the prettiest women in the world.
You photographed everybody from Martin Luther King Jr. to Nelson Mandela to Michael Jackson to Sinbad, Halle Berry. Let me ask you a question. You helped Sinbad's career get started. He often talked about that when he was getting started as a comedian, nobody would photograph him but you. Tell me about that.
Sinbad was my favorite comedian at that time. And so I was the first one to get him in Jet magazine.
And I found out he was forever grateful for that, because when he put on his Sinbad Music Festival, he would fly Bill over and pay him a grand lump sum of money every year just to show his appreciation for Bill acknowledging him before he was famous. Talk about that.
I love Sinbad, and he was one of my favorite artists, comedian artists.
We got some photos here to share that you might can share with us. This photo you took of Martin Luther King Jr., you got a chance to see Martin Luther King Jr. That's a great photograph. You caught him with his personality. You know, on blast. It looks like the "I Have a Dream" speech there.
That wasn't.
Yeah, but talk about where you were stationed when you saw Martin Luther King Jr. You were in the military at the time. You saw him.
Montgomery, Alabama. I went to the church in Montgomery, Alabama. Dexter Avenue Baptist Church.
So did you get a chance to shake his hand and meet him?
Yes.
How was he? How was that experience of meeting Martin Luther King Jr., a man that's viewed by many as the greatest American in American history? What was that? What was that experience like?
It was a great experience for me. He was the greatest man in the world to me.
Right.
Nelson Mandela second.
Nelson Mandela second. Right?
Yeah.
Well, we have, speaking of Nelson Mandela, I thought we had a photograph here of Nelson. But talk about your experience with Nelson Mandela.
I met him in 84 when he came here.
Yeah, here's a great photo of Bill has taken of Nelson Mandela. Isn't that a great photograph? What did you and Nelson talk about?
His career and my career. Over, at that time, it was 40 years.
40 years. Michael Jackson. Talk about this picture. Do you remember where you were, and give us some of your memories of Michael?
Beverly Hills Hotel.
Oh, you're at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Beverly Hilton Hotel.
Oh, Beverly Hilton Hotel. What do you remember about Michael as a person? We all know him as an entertainer, but you've been to his house and got to know his family and him as a person. What do you remember about Michael Jackson?
He was a great man, and I like photographing him.
And he just seemed to be an always nice guy, huh?
Yeah,
You know.
he was nice to me, and the whole family was nice to me.
Let's see. We have Halle Berry here. I think this is your favorite entertainer. Am I wrong or right?
You're right. I just seen her the other night, and she kissed me on the cheek, even though her boyfriend was there.
And Bill has Halle Berry's phone number in his cell phone. I don't even have. I've got different entertainers' phone numbers in my cell phone. I won't name the names, but Bill has an Oscar-winning actress cell phone number. Bill, talk about that. You ever give her a call?
No. In the olden days, I did. She was always a great friend of mine, and I loved her dearly.
When you had an accident, you were in the hospitalized for how long? 3 months, 4 months?
4 months.
Yeah, she came out to visit you and she cried. Talk about that. Talk about that.
I didn't know anything about it. I was sitting
In a coma.
in a coma.
But that was sweet of her to come out. That just shows how much she appreciated you. You started photographing her when she was how old?
About 18.
18, 19 years old.
Right.
Wow. Here, let's see. We got another photograph here. You and Denzel Washington. Talk about your friendship with Denzel Washington. We talked about it a little earlier, but talk about your friendship with Denzel Washington.
Denzel is a great actor, and he's a great friend of mine.
Now you know a lot of great actors such as Morgan Freeman and what's the one that was an Officer and a Gentleman, Lou Gossett Jr.
Lou Gossett
Jr. You know a lot of great actors. Is Denzel your favorite?
Yeah.
He's your favorite out of all the actors, huh? What makes him your favorite?
His personality.
His personality, huh?
And he's a gentleman.
A gentleman, just a gentleman overall,
Yeah,
great person. Right. I hear you. We just recently lost Whitney Houston. Here's Bill Jones with Whitney Houston here. You know, you and Whitney go way back. You know, she always acknowledged you and gave you great love.
Right.
Tell us about your experience with Whitney Houston.
Whitney was a good friend of mine, and I loved her dearly.
Is there anybody that you would have liked to photograph but you never got a chance to photograph or meet?
No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, Bill, if you name him, Bill has photographed Minnie Riperton, the Bar-Kays, just name the groups, the Ohio Players, some of them didn't even qualify to make his wall. And they were great. And if you got great people that you have no room on the wall, that just shows how deep his career has run. Is there anything else you would have liked to accomplish in the photojournalism game, the photography game? Or have you pretty much accomplished every day?
I've accomplished all my goals in the photography world.
Yeah. You grew up in a place in Ohio. What's the name of the town you grew up in, Bill?
Mansfield, Ohio.
What was life like back in Mansfield, Ohio?
It was great when I was growing up. But I wanted to get away from it, so I joined the military.
What are your memories of your mom and dad?
I had two parents, two sets of parents.
Bill Jones' wife and mother here. When did the photography bug bite you? When did you start? What influenced you to pick up a camera?
The stars in Hollywood.
The stars in Hollywood, right.
I used to carry around a brownie camera.
A brownie camera.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you haven't retired yet. You still get out 4 or 5 nights a week if you have to. You're 75 years old. Are you planning to retire anytime?
77.
77, man. I'm cutting you short. Well, are you planning on retiring, or you just go? No, man. You said that fast, man. like no, man. I guess when you enjoy doing something, there's no timetable or no limit that you should put on it. I guess people retire when they get tired of something or don't like what they do, So you just keep on going, right? Well, great. Anything else you'd like to share, Bill?
Hold on a minute.
Okay. And I know you're going to be shooting around 100 years old, and you would do a 100th anniversary party and have all your photographs out, man. We maybe not even wait that long, Right. And like I said, I appreciate all that you are and have been to me. God bless.
I appreciate you too.
Yeah, God bless you, and appreciate you very much, brother. Well, we've talked to history here, living history, Bill Jones, and he photographed for Jet and Ebony for 40 years, plus Right On and Black Beat and all the little magazines you saw at the newsstand, and he showed our people in a positive light, and would photograph our people when nobody else would. And a lot of stars will tell you today that some of their greatest moments were captured by this man here, Bill Jones. And I'm grateful that I've had a chance to meet him. And his career is still going strong. Here's a piece here. A Hollywood Walk of Fame star. You don't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but this is a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Talk about this piece here.
They gave it to me for my work in photography, and they honored me by giving us this honorary star.
And thank you for inviting me into your home.